Okay, so now we're going to walk through our Tween Youth Black Belt Challenge Technique and our teen class defense number 1. This one uses a concept called under the bridge, where after you disarm your opponent, you're going to slip in underneath their arm. It's a good way to practice for a secondary attack if your attacker were to grab you into a headlock, or to practice some different takedowns, locks, and striking that we wouldn't be able to use without getting into that position. So the attack is going to be a forehand again. Now instead of just shifting and rounding to the right with that downward block on an angle, this time we're going to use a different block called a high shield. This is a good practice, so you get used to different types of blocking, but also you have a way of blocking if you were caught off guard and your weapon had its tip down. So you're still going to shift to the right 45, but now you're going to block here with your hand up, almost like a rising block, and the tip of your weapon down. You're going to want your left arm up like this so it's higher than the tip of your weapon, so the attack can't overpower you and your own weapon hit you in the face. So this is a little protection against that. So I'm going to shift and I'm going to use that block and immediately trap the hand. From here I'm going to kind of step straight in with a puño strike. That goes toward my opponent's face. From here I'm going to use a tick. Now when you're practicing with partners, you're going to want to back up for this so you don't hit them in the head. So after the puño strike, I'm going to come around backhand and then forehand. Elbow stays down. You're going to use mostly your wrist for this type of strike. So one more time. We're going to block, trap, move in, puño strike, tick. From here I'm going to continue to move in. My left foot steps forward and I'm going to secure my opponent's weapon right at my hip. I'm going to use the V to disarm them, okay, just like our basic disarm, and I'm going to follow through with my hips, but I'm going to take advantage of this V, and I'm going to kind of trap my opponent's wrist here. From here, I'm going to bring it up just about my shoulder height. I'm going to sneak in underneath my opponent's arm. Once I'm here, it should look like I'm in a headlock. My left foot should be right behind my opponent's right leg. From here, I'm going to use a left elbow to my opponent's chest, and then I'm going to use my cali stick to thrust in toward their chest. Now I'm going to stand up nice and tall. I'm going to use a left chop on their chest while I sweep their foot. And I just clear and follow through. So again, I'm going to block in, trap, puño strike. With tick, don't hit your partner or yourself. Move in, disarm, underneath their arm. Keep your left leg behind theirs. Strike, thrust, stand up nice and tall. Follow through with the chop and sweep the leg at the same time. Clear and swing. Now, teens have a few different options. So at the very end, after we're under their arm, and we used the elbow, the thrust, we can use hammer fist strikes, elbow straight up toward their chin. A whole lot of different striking we can do here. But once we get in our striking, we have a different takedown called a sikaran, where you secure your shin against the back of your opponent's leg and the inside of your foot right up against the inside of theirs. Make sure your knee is pointed the same way as your opponent, and you're just going to push forward with that. That's going to knock them off balance, send them forward. We want to make sure we don't put pressure on the side of the knee, because then that could lead to a lot of different knee issues. We also have the finish where, from under the arm, we have all of our striking options. We stood up, you take the cali stick over their arm, circle it forward to get their elbow to point up. Their hand should be stuck on your left shoulder. And we just have an arm bar with the stick. So remember, technique looks like this. We block, puño strike, with tick, disarm. Don't hold on to that weapon, just let it go. Use the V, control your opponent's arm, sneak underneath. Elbow, thrust, stand up. Option 1, takedown. Option 2 for teens, secure the foot, make sure your knee's pointing the same way as theirs, sikaran. Option 3, bring the weapon over. You can strike with that. Get it behind the elbow, step back, turn it over so the elbow points straight up, the arm is extended from your shoulder. Options 1, 2, and 3, challenge technique, under the bridge.